Hi everyone, it's me, B Atikali Sunflower. So I'm on today to do a hashtag which is called Decks Discovered Through Others, and it's a video response to Robin, and his channel is called Turrestrial Tarot. So I've got about 10 or so decks to show you. I have got a lot more, but I just wanted to wind it down to 10. So the first deck is called Turning Aestral Tides Tarot. It was Laura from Aqua Marine 18 that inspired me to buy this deck. Laura said that she bought it on Kickstarter, so I'm not quite sure whether it was a Kickstarter deck first that got picked up mass market. I know it's by a small mass market publisher, and I got this from a local spiritual shop. So these cards are pocket size. Suits have been changed, and it actually tells you what the traditional name is. So the pentacles are now called tangibles, the swords are called faults, the wands are called passions, and the cups are called emotions. I like it when the creator gives you the traditional name, because I think the traditional names of the suits are kind of wired in my brain. So sometimes it takes me quite a while to get the new suits or the new name changes. So this deck is pocket size, and it's got really nice lime green edging. It does come with a mini guidebook, no pictures, just kind of text. Deck is a semi-pictorial deck, so it's got a small picture. So the fall, it's got like a picture of an embryo in a womb. So this is like a scan, you know, the scans that you get when you're pregnant. And it's just got keywords: jump, 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 pure potential, uranium born in the merger of Newton stars. What about the space between existence and non-existence? What lives there? And that's the fall. So each card has got like an affirmation and a picture. And I do actually like this format. I love pictorial things, and I also like affirmations as well. The Magician, look at the lovely fingernails, you know, divine inspiration, as above, so below. I mean, it's kind of like a black and white deck, but the green edging kind of breaks it down a bit. And I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful deck. The only qualm that I do have with this deck is that some of the archetypes have been changed, and because it's more of a writing kind of deck, sometimes it's hard to see. So for example, for the authentic, that would have been the Emperor in the traditional deck, and the authentic gets kind of drowned by all the other words on the picture. The authority is the Hierophant. So this is the Turning Aestral Tides Tarot. The next deck is called the Neurotic Feminine Tarot. This is an indie turned mass market deck, and it was Angela from Soul Dreamer Tarot channel that introduced me to this deck. She showcased it in a hashtag that she done for another tarot tuber. And I do think that in the US, this deck is actually $14. Well, it was a few days ago when I checked it on Amazon.com. I bought this deck from Amazon.uk, and you can buy it as an import from Amazon.com if you live in the UK. So look at the lovely gold edges. And it's just basically a Rider-Waite-Smith cologne, but it's just got nice kind of artwork. These are the backs of the cards. And nice colouring. It's a bit on the younger side, but I was really drawn to the artwork. I think I paid something like £18 UK pounds for this deck. Very feminine deck. You know, I love the full figure of the female archetype in the Lovers. Very modern kind of Chariot card. The Strength, the Leopard. The Hermit's quite modern, the Wheel of Fortune. So the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. So the next deck that I want to talk about is called the Outsider Art Tarot, and it's by Rita Rose. And it was MZ from Mystic MZ that inspired me to buy this deck. MZ has got like a really nice selection of unusual mass market and indie decks on her channel. Very, very, very unusual. This deck here was a mass market deck. Not expensive, I'd say roughly about £20, UK pounds. I don't know what that is in dollars, but it was quite inexpensive. The cards are quite big. They're bigger than the average tarot card. They're more oracle size, and it is a pip deck. The pips are color coded, and people who know me, they know that I like my minor arcana to be color coded. So the wands are red, but even though they're pippish, they have a keyword. So 6 of Wands, victory. So if you're like me that struggles with the pips, this deck isn't a challenge to read because of the keyword. So the cups are blue, and then it's got for 2 of Cups, love. The pentacles are purple, and for 2 of Pentacles, it's got juggling. So this is the Outsider Art Tarot. The next deck is an oracle deck, and it's called the Cantigee Oracle. So this purchase was inspired by Meg from Rose Honey Ritual. Meg joined in to a hashtag that I done a little while ago on round decks or circle decks, and this was a deck that had just been released mass market, and she brought it into the hashtag, so that's how I became aware of it. The backs are nice, they're like a spider web, and they're numbered. It's got very nice kind of keywords. I love the artwork. It's kind of watercolored, but bright watercolor, and it's got a very in-depth book. It explains the symbols, gives you guidance. It talks about the creative and the ecological connection. I mean, I've been reading this as a card for the day pour. I haven't actually read it, you know, in a spread or anything as yet, because I want to read the book and get familiar with it. It's a really good quality mass market deck. So the next tarot deck is called Tarot Escoro, and this deck purchase was inspired by Sandra. I can't remember what her channel name is. I know it used to be called The Whispering Wells, but I will add it in this video, her new channel name, which I keep on forgetting. I think it's something called Avalon, but I can't remember. It's terrible. Anyway, this is a mass market deck. Comes with a guidebook, which is quite insightful. It's edged black. The cards are semi-glossy, but it's a very colourful deck. It's Rider-Waite inspired. It's just beautiful. It's a nice colour palette, and it gives a different take to the Rider-Waite Smith. It's almost kind of like a spooky deck. Love it. It's got some naughty bits there. It's beautiful. Two of Swords. It's got the whole of his head bandaged. And these are the backs of the cards. So this is Tarot Oscuro. So the next deck is called the Tarot for the Great Outdoors. This purchase was inspired by Angela. Her channel was called Roots and Waves. So she'd done a flip through of it before it was published. I think the creator sent it to her, and I thought, oh, it's really nice artwork, so I purchased it. The only issue that I have with this deck is the actual locations, because I'm not based in America. I can't envisage the locations that are cited in the guidebook. However, It is quite easy to read because it is Rider-Waite inspired, but I wish I could kind of like know the sceneries. I wish that I was familiar with all the parks that are in these archetypal pictures. It's also a bit thin because I'm a overhand shuffler. I do prefer a more of a heavier deck, but I guess this deck would be a riffle shuffler's dream though, because it really is flexible, flex back and stuff. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful deck. And these are the backs of the cards. So the next deck is called the Curious Cat Club. It's a playing card and oracle deck. This purchase was inspired by Tegan from the Cosmic Creepers channel. It's just beautiful. And it's all cats. And I do love cats. I'm a bit of a cat lady. The cardstock is kind of like a linen finish. And these are the back of the cards. Look at this cat here, playing with tarot cards. The next deck is also a set of playing cards. They're called Alemy 1977 England, and they're a bicycle deck. I use these quite a lot, so the packaging is a bit tattered. This purchase was inspired by Theas, and her channel is called Gemini Rising Theas. It's a really beautiful deck. The cards are linen finish, and it's just beautiful. And if you read playing cards like me, it gives really good readings. Look at that. So the next purchase was inspired by Patsy, and her channel is called Patsy Tarot Musing. I can never pronounce this deck. This is the Joie de Vive Tarot, Joie de Vive by Pauline Cassidy, who I think has changed her name. Patsy's really big into fae. My fae that I prefer is more mermaids and dragons, if you call dragons fae. But this was my first fae deck, and it's just beautiful, kind of whimsical, kind of dreamy artwork. It's Rider-Waite Smith inspired, and I really do love the artwork. Even the colour palette, which is not my usual bright colour palette, but it somehow goes with my vision. Look at that death. It's beautiful. And it tells a good story as well when used for readings. So the next deck is called Tarot Magick Deck. Now I saw this deck on a witchy channel that I follow, and I can't remember the name of the tarot tuber or the witchy tuber, but if I do find it, I will add it in the description bar. This deck is just fantastic. It comes with a small book, but you can also buy the bigger book as well. And because I do like guidebooks, because I like to know the thought processes of the creator, if there is a big guidebook for a deck, I do tend to buy it. So this is the first deck that I've got that's got like black background, and it just reads like a dream. I've done about 3 private readings with this deck, and it was just so spot on. I don't know what it is, but my spirit and my gut really go with this deck. It just gives powerful readings. And you don't hear a lot of people talking about this deck on Tarot Tube, or I haven't anyway. I've only ever seen it on the channel that inspired me, and that was, as I said before, that was a witchy channel. It's just a gorgeous deck. Oops. So this is the Tarot Magic deck. The next two decks were inspired by Oya's Girl, or Queen of Set. The Sock Monkey Oracle. This really inspired me because I've never heard of this before. Apparently it's quite common in the States for people that are sick or people that are in hospital, but I've never heard of it in the UK before. It's just beautiful. It's got a nice informative guidebook. This deck is mass market, and it's just got really like bright pictures with nice keywords. And you know, it helped me when I was quite ill. I actually took this deck to hospital with me because Queen Offset said that people normally have sock monkeys in hospital. So I pulled a card a day when I could when I was in hospital recently this year. It's got really nice keywords: abundance, ancestors, angels. I mean, in the guidebook, you know, it's nicely laid out because some guidebooks don't have a very good index, but this one does. So if I go to Angels, which is on page 32, even though it's got black and white pictures, it gives you, you know, a really nice blurb about it. Some monkeys made of sockies like to do things on their own, and they'd rather not ask for help. Even when they are dangerously close to falling over the rail or even out of the treehouse, these industrious beings try to work things out for themselves. Being self-propelled and isolating might have been what was needed initially, but it's now time to reach out and get help. If this sounds like a bit of you, please know that it's okay to request help. It is a sign of strength. Please call out to your troop and watch how quickly solutions echo back to you. And then it's got symbolic follicles: surrender, acceptance, positive shift, end of isolation, and affirmation. I love that it is now easy for me to accept help. Isn't that nice? So it's got really nice messages in the guidebook, and the archetypes are just cheerful. So this is the Sock Monkey Oracle. These are the backs of the cards, aren't they? Nice and bright and cheerful. The second deck that Queen Offset inspired me to buy is poker cards. These are just playing cards. And the creator lives in the UK. She lives in Bristol. So I got these from Etsy, and it was another Queen Offset made me buy it. Look at the backs of the cards. And it's just such nice kind of artwork. Really gorgeous. Oops. Oh, look at the beads. I wear these sort of beads on my waist, but she's wearing it on her back. Gorgeous. Final deck is this deck. It's called the Circle Lenormand, and this purchase was inspired by Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot. I actually use this deck quite a lot. It's one of my favourite Lenormand decks. These are the backs of the cards. I mean, they're quite big for a 9-card spread, but they're fine for a 3-card spread. Can you see, like, for the 9-card spread? Even though I can probably put it on this mat. It's, yeah, I can do a 9-card spread actually with this. But I just like the shape of the cards, and I like the fact that they're round. They also come in this beautiful drawstring bag. Okay, so thank you, Robin, for devising this wonderful hashtag. I would have liked to have shown you more decks, but I just had too many that were inspired by others. Thank you so much for watching. I will leave links to these decks if I can in the description bar, and the channel that inspired me to buy them. See you in my next video. Bye for now.